Hello, ladies and gentlemen, lads, lasses, people with glasses, and of course, all of those in between. My name, in case you didn't already know, is Dexter, and welcome to another episode of the Low Energy Livestream. Well, I'm just going to mute my laptop because it's just decided to start doing stuff there, and I don't want feedback. But I didn't even realise I had the screen on here, and I didn't even realise that my countdown had gone all the way at the bottom, and it was actually time to start. So I'm very sorry that I'm slightly late. Hey, hello there, Nightmare. Hello, welcome again, welcome. I'm glad to see you back. Thank you very much for joining with today. Now, I suppose I'll try and ramble on for a little bit longer, but I'll try and ramble for a little bit longer and give people a chance for to actually drop in. Although I think this is probably going to be around about my normal amount in at the minute. Now I noticed I've got some messages on my phone there. Nope, that's fine. Right, back over to that, so I can see that everything is loading nicely there, that everything's going well. Right, so I think we're reasonably good at about 5 people in the stream here, so I'll kind of get started a little bit. Well, as I've said for like the past few sessions, I've done really badly this week in trying to track down things to talk about. So if anybody has got ideas, feel free to join in. Feel free to post up later on as we're going, and hopefully that can keep we talking for a bit. Oh damn, we've just lost 2 people there. Oh well, mustn't want to stay and talk, but I know. I keep saying that I will focus on. I will try and improve this, but I just don't know where to go from here. I need a new computer, but I'm happy with my setup for the minute. So anyway, right. So yes, unfortunately this week I haven't got a lot to talk about. So this may end early, or I may just have to blag it. We'll see how this goes. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully it'll go all right. Hopefully we'll have plenty to talk about, and we're gonna have a nice chat. And I'm thinking that once I've gone through the stuff in my notebook, I might turn off the big light, put on the little lamp, and we'll make this a bit cozier. But unfortunately, because of where my lamp is, and I'm blind, I can't see my notebook when I turn my light off. But Albert, there's a good chance that that's just my feed that's shit and not a problem on your end. And hello, viewers. I can see that there's 7 in there. Say hello. Come on, get involved. Let's have a chat. Let's have a bit of a talk. Come on, we can do this. Right then. So, as always, we'll start this week with what games there is going to be coming up this weekend. If you're looking for somewhere to go play, hopefully I can point you in the right direction. And even more hopefully, I'll be able to join you there soon, because I won't be working weekends anymore, and I can actually get out and play a bit. Yes, I has lamp. I love lamp. I need to get some proper lamps though, because the ones I've got are shit for providing the right lighting and stuff. I really need to sort some stuff out, but I keep saying that, and I just don't, because I'm useless. Right, so if you're looking for somewhere to play this weekend, you want to get out, you want to go shoot some people, and you want to have people shoot back at you, hopefully I can point you in the right direction here. So, first thing that I've got, because I did put a YPC walk on. I didn't even know that there was a walk on at YPC this weekend, but unfortunately, well, that kind of implies that no, unfortunately, I'm not going to be there, mate. And now then, Dexter, Pump Fury. Yes. I love Pump Fury. And welcome, Colin. Yes, welcome to the live stream, where it's my weekly live stream. I'm surprised it's taken me this long to get involved, but I'm here every Wednesday night. At least I try to be. The past few weeks, maybe not so much, but everything should be back to normal. My schedule should be back to normal, and I can be here Wednesday nights for everyone to, before we all get together and have a bit of a chat. So yes, getting back to it. There is the Mayhem Tactical Magfed game this weekend on Sunday. This is Mayhem, located roughly in Essex. Now, unfortunately, because this is a Magfred game and it's not a normal walk-on, this is a case of you have to book in advance. So this one, now I don't know any more details than what I'm going to say here. So it's £35 entry, and as I said, you must book in advance. If you're interested in any, if you're interested in any more information on this game, if you look into, if you look for more info, you can find stuff, find maybe what you need, find someone to talk to on www.mayhempaintball.co.uk. If you're interested in that game, there will be a link in the description down below, so you can go find out some more information yourself if that's something that might tickle your fancy. Next, we have another walk-on. Sorry, it's a Magfred walk-on at District 23, which is, if you don't already know, located in Billingham. Again, this is Sunday. Now, this one, I do have a little bit more information on it. It's going to be £15 each for entry. It is sight paint only though, which is £10 per bag. Now, I'm assuming if you're shooting 50 cal, that might be slightly lower, but I can't say that for certain. I honestly don't know, but hopefully. But yeah, check it out. Both are all Mayhem. I've only ever heard good things about it. District 23. If you watch my channel regularly, you know that I play it down there quite often, and I absolutely love the site. A little bit more information on the District 23 game. It is 260 feet per second, so it's because it's an indoor site and it's relatively close quarters. And if you want to take a mate along, or if you're just watching this and you fancy trying and paintball yourself, it is you can get higher gear for £5 extra, which includes 6 mags and a chest rig to use for the day. So go along, shoot some people, have some fun, and grow the sport, just to use the cliched term, which somebody will end up clipping that out of me and probably use it against us at some point. Right. Charger is goosed. Is that for your phone, Ben, or is that for your laptop? I've been meaning to pop in and show and sit. Been meaning to pop in, and I'm guessing that was meant to say say howdy. I just keep forgetting. Don't worry, mate. I'm here every week. It's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do something positive, but to get people together and talk. This is the whole reason why I started the Paintball Discord server, and it's slowly happening. But nothing. The good things come to those who wait. So let's try. Oh. All right, Colin. Because obviously you don't know from just usernames on here, but Wiz is Ben, and Ben, Paint Magnet is Colin. So there you go. Tis Le Ben, yes. Can we go for Marianne Le Ben? If you're putting a French accent on it. So, all right. So then, those that watched last week will know that before Christmas I ordered a nice copy of the Paintball magazine, which I talked about in the last episode. And it turned up just before Christmas, so I was able to have a bit of a read through this weekend while I was sitting at work doing nothing, which is what I do when I'm at work on the weekend. I sit there and do nothing. And again, as I said, I mean, looking through this had some fantastic reviews in it. It's got some fantastic information, great game reviews. There was one thing that I've got to have a bit of a criticism about it. Now, because I'm a slightly larger gentleman, as I'm growing older, I'm growing rounder, this was important to me, was that, I've got a note here, in the Operation Medusa article, they did mention that there was a Greek meal put on, but there wasn't photos showing what the food was, and I think that would have been a nice little touch if we just had a nice little photo of the meal that was provided. That would have greatly satisfied me. But really, though, for the price of the mag, it is absolutely fantastic. And as I said in the last one, support UK industry. Don't. I mean, obviously you can get a lot of that content online, but this is another one that you can leave this line round and have people look through it when you're not around. I left this at work on Saturday night, and when the last that works night shift, she sat and had looked through, and when I went in the next morning, was saying, I didn't actually realise that there's as much to paintball as there is. It's like, yes, I've been trying to tell you all for like 10 years, 11 years or something. There's a lot more to paintball than just stag do's and rental days. we've got factions. Right. So, what else have we got? I thought, alright, now, some of my team will probably kill me for even bringing this up on here. But I don't have a big enough viewership that this should affect too much. But for those that are into building your own guns, into building your own equipment, if you have a look on paintballgateway.com, that is www.paintballgateway.com, they are currently selling unibody autococker kits. So you don't get a full autococker, you just get the body. I think it's the body, the barrel, feed neck, back block, and front block, and the vertical ASA adapter. I think that's everything that you get. Which is perfect if you want to have a go at building yourself a project gun. You know, if you want to have a go at building something like this, I mean, alright, this one isn't finished, and that one is almost finished, but if you want to have a go building something like that, get yourself over there. For $80. I mean, they're on sale or reduced. It's a brilliant little deal, and there's so much that you can do with those unibody kits. They're just a raw body. You can mill stuff into them. You can put in windows, or you can groove them or drill them, and all sorts. You can put an E-blade on. There is so much that you can do with those. But the thing is, you will have to get in there fast, because every time these go for sale, they're gone within a couple of days. So if you're interested in building your own gear, if you want to have a go at that, and you want to have something that is unique, something that is completely and utterly yours, I mean, there is no other marker like those two anywhere else. They are completely unique to me. I mean, that one, because I mangled it with a hacksaw and a metal file. Just note that they now ship value, so expect VAT, duty, etc. on top. Well, there is that. They used to be quite good with marking things down a little bit, but they don't do that now. Unfortunately, there's a good chance that you will get hit with a little bit of VAT and stuff. But even then, it's still going to be cheaper. Or should still be cheaper than what you would have been paying for to get a body like that anyway, or at least for to get a full body kit. So, like I said, if you want to have a go at building yourself something that is completely unique to you, head over and check that out. It's a great opportunity for to pick something up that's going to be completely yours. Right, another one, and I feel like I'm just shouting out businesses tonight. Come on, give us something to talk about. Yeah, come on, ladies and gentlemen, talk to us. Don't have frames too. I haven't seen if those are on sale, but they do. Previously, when I've looked on, they do have frames. There is effectively enough. You can buy pretty much everything that you need to build yourself a project gun on Paintball Gateway, if you did really want to. You know, you can buy yourself trigger frames and all of the pneumatics and the internals and all that sort of stuff. The problem is, obviously, the more that you put into it, or you know, the bigger your parcel, the more you're going to get stung when it comes through. And there's a lot of the parts you can source within the UK. You might not be able to get exact parts, but you would be able to build up a working autococker from stuff that you gather from around the UK. With the body kits, I mean. Right. No, I don't know. I can drop back over. Have a quick look on here. Give us 1 second. Yes, I think you do. It looks to be a WGP double finger frame, and looks like it's got an on-off. Well, it looks like it's got an ASA with it as well. So you're most of the way there. Looking at it though, I don't think you actually do get the front block with it. I think it's the back block, the feed neck, which is a screw-on, screw-off feed neck. So you can replace it with a lock-on, with a lock-on feed neck if you wanted to. You get the body, a barrel kit, or a barrel. It's not a barrel kit; it's just a barrel. A double finger frame, which is just a classic WG frame. They're not exactly fancy, but it would be enough to get things working, and an ASA. Alright then, back over this. What was the chat saying? At least if they declare full value, at least you're not going to lose out if anything goes missing in transit. Very true, very true. Although, I've got to admit, I've never ordered anything from Paintball Gateway personally, but I've had numerous teammates that have, and by proxy, I've getting things through their parcels, and we've never had problems. They've always been pretty good with it, but of course, accidents do happen. My wife just dropped something. If I remember, it's the 05 Pro stock and a direct on. It looks to be just a. I don't think it's an 05. Oh, hello, dog. Hello. Come here. Come on. Come on up. Come on. Oh, yeah, we'll go. See, look, camera. See the camera. Nah, he doesn't. He doesn't care. But I don't think it's an 05 body. I think it's just a plain. I don't even know if. I think it's like an early like 2000 autococker body. 'Cause the early ones were just straight milled down the sides. I mean, there might be a deal for the 05 as well, but I don't know. I mean, that one was an 05, where it's got the milled in back block, and there's the front block's slightly different. The frame that the frame that came on the 05. Oh, what have you done? You've completely destroyed the remote now. Pass it here. I want to show my live stream what you and the dog have done to the Sky remote. Yes, this is our Sky remote. That's the wife and the dog. Yeah. Can I fix it? No. Yeah, that's not getting repaired. I think you might have to use the spare one. You can take the batteries though. Yeah, that's not getting fixed anytime soon. The frame that came on the 05. Well, I'm not exactly sure. Obviously, it's not an expensive frame, but as I said, it'll do the job. I personally haven't had an issue, though a friend did lose out big style when a company didn't declare full value on some V8 engine parts. Oh, several thousands short. Yeah, I wouldn't fancy that. But I sell you a new remote, good price. It's all right. We've got a spare. We'll just have to we'll have to go on Amazon and get a new one. Or even Asda. I suppose we can go to Asda. Now, for those that are inquiring, because we are, of course, a family-friendly YouTube channel here, this is, of course, cold green tea, not at all beer. Tell her what you live stream instead. Well, I'd like to hope that she does. If she does, she never chats. But I'd like to hope she does, just for to provide moral support. I saw that you were streaming yesterday, Dr. Rush. Unfortunately, I saw that you were going to be streaming, but I wasn't able to be around at the time. But because obviously I can now catch up on it later on, I know that your stream is there, and I will watch it. I will get to it. But I struggle at keeping up with the stuff that's on my feed. So I will get to your live stream, and I will have a look, because I think it's very important that we all support each other. I definitely think that. But just so you know, I will definitely watch it. They went missing in Heathrow shopping centre. What, your friends? Or the car parts? Bought a carpet cleaner for this week. No, I haven't. I've got a steam cleaner. So I can, once it dries, I can then bring it back out and soak it up. I have some coffee porter green tea also. Yes, green tea. Family friendly. It's fun watching without saying hello, so it's like peeking through a window and it was in a strange kind of way. Actually, yeah, I'm actually not. I'm not. I could give you my address and you can come and peek through the window for real, but I think the neighbours might say something. Sorry, I was in the fridge getting a beer. Was that D23 game MagFed only? And what day was it on? Right, D23. Yesterday's a MagFed only. I bet you are, Ben. It is a MagFed only game at District 23, but it's on Sunday if you do fancy going along. D23 are actually quite good with allowing other people to join in. If you were to turn up with your pump and stick a micro hopper on, they'd probably be happy for you to join in, as long as you're not like raining paint down the game zone. As I said, District 23 are quite good with that. I'm not sure what the situation would be with that with Mayhem at Essex though. But you can always drop them a message and just confirm that. I would, in fact, I'd do the same for both event organisers of both sites. If you're interested in either of them and you want to make sure that your gear is allowed, give them a message, or drop them a message and just get a little bit of confirmation first. Don't take what I say. Always, if you do find something or if I do talk about something you're interested in, go off and do your own research about it. Don't just trust what I say. Well, but it's apple juice. Apple juice. Yes, apple juice. Yeah. Well, now if you don't want to go down and play with the Magfred crew, Michaela, who works at District 23, she did also post. It was on my post up on UK paintball. She did say that she was planning on doing more walk-ons this year anyway. So hopefully there should be another event on relatively soon after that. Pump Fury, one ball in the feed neck at a time. Ooh, I just thought Pump Fury needs D10s. Did you look at that Article 13 link I sent, or did I miss on a previous stream about it? I did look at it, I did watch it all the way through, and it pretty much seems to be along the same sort of lines as what I've been saying, where for small creators, this could be, small creators like all of us, this could completely destroy them. And it does really seem as if this goes ahead, if YouTube doesn't pull out of the UK, which effectively would be, it could be along the lines of like Google pulling out of Europe, not just the UK. If they decide to stay, they might just put a block on. I don't exactly know how it works, but they might ultimately put a block on all of us, all of these small creators, and only go for creators that they can confirm, such as TV shows. So things like, off the top of my head, Good Morning Britain, they might be allowed to have their YouTube channel, because they would be able to, then the chances of Good Morning Britain doing something against copyright's probably relatively slim. And even if they did, because both YouTube and the creator will be responsible for any material they upload. Now, if, let's say Good Morning Britain just literally ripped some of my content and uploaded it without going through the current sort of system of fair use, it seems like at the minute I could put in a claim against Good Morning Britain, and that's how the copyright system currently kind of works. But under Article 13, it would be more along the lines of, and feel free to correct us if I am wrong on this, yes, that's it, other TV shows are available, but let's just say that that's what they rip some of my content under the Article 13 rules, if I even had a channel under Article 13. I could sue both YouTube and Good Morning Britain, if that was the case. So, because they've ripped my content, there's a good chance I'd win, but YouTube aren't going to want to be sued for something that somebody does on their service. It's along the lines of, back when the telephone was first invented, or a relatively new invention, there was laws put in place, and I can't remember what they're called, but it meant that if somebody committed a crime using the phone company wasn't responsible. They were just providing a product and somebody used it. It's kind of along the lines of if somebody makes a gun, if say Colt makes a revolver, and somebody then buys that gun and goes and shoots somebody with it, Colt isn't responsible for what the person has done with their product. Now, under Article 13, YouTube would be responsible for something that somebody has done with their product. So, I'm kind of losing track of what I'm talking about, but the only way I could see if things kind of working, if Article 13 does come about, and for people in the UK to, well, in Europe to try and keep that YouTube channels would possibly be doomed. Yes, we're all doomed. Um, let's just say we'll go with the same situation of somebody. Yeah, I'm not much of a Holly Willoughby. No, although I do have some nice perky ones. So if let's say it's some other YouTube channel rips my content and they're a big producer, and this would be more applicable to like one big content producer ripping another big content producer's material. Well, the person who's had that content stolen could sue both YouTube and the other content producer, but then I can imagine YouTube suing the the thief in the content producer and the content theft situation. So you'd sue both of them, then YouTube would sue the other one to reclaim their money. But if you're looking at a situation like that, there's a very good possibility of the thief declaring bankruptcy and not being able to pay it, and then everyone's out of cash in that sort of situation. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens with Article 13 and Article 11. Hopefully it's all overblown and nothing really will happen. But as I've said before, I do kind of wonder to what extent Article 13 will be applied. For example, the fact that I've got like a CP regulator and an Eclipse set of grips on my guns there. If somebody can see that little CP logo or sees that the Eclipse E on the side of my grip frames, is that copyrighted content? Because I don't own the rights to those grips or that logo. How far will this actually go? Anyway, let's go back to the chat. But yeah, I do think the Article 13 stuff, it could be massive. And there's a lot of people just don't... Yeah, that's it, even my t-shirt, because obviously I don't own the rights to Quick Draw McGraw, so nothing is going to happen. It costs YouTube a lot of money, that's it. Well, that's it. We can say that at the minute, and there's a good chance you're probably right, Dr. Rush. But there's also the potential that it could go the other way. Yeah, you're saying it costs YouTube a lot of money. Well, YouTube, well, not actually YouTube. I think it was in Spain. There was something along the lines of this imposed in Spain, and it applied to I think it was Google News. As a result, Google News just pulled out of Spain. They just we're not paying this, and they just left. It was like, we're trying to provide a free service, and you want to start like suing with a copyrighted material or something. I can't remember the exact details. And yeah, they just went, right, no, that's it. Just no, we're not doing it. We're not playing your game. It wouldn't, and the reason why people are worried that this is going to cause West channels that they effectively get shut down is because there is, was it like 400 hours worth of content uploaded to YouTube every minute. I think it's every minute. Yeah, Colin, yes, you potentially could. You potentially could. If you didn't give me permission to wear that on a live stream, you could potentially do me for copyright. I'm going to make my own internet, screw everyone. Is that like Futurama? I'm going to make my own internet with blackjack and hookers. In fact, screw the internet. Oh, so the whole thing is that if there's that much content gets uploaded to YouTube all of the time, then it is a ridiculously large amount. That's why it's so difficult for anyone to gain any popularity on YouTube, or in fact on the internet, because there is just so many people on, and that number is only grown. It's effectively pissing into the sea and hoping that somebody in America is going to taste your piss. It's just so difficult to police. You see, YouTube don't have the algorithms at the minute to track down. They don't have the algorithms at the minute to be able to track down every single piece of copywritten material. Like, let's say, for example, I made a video a couple of years ago, I think it was from North versus South, where I'm walking through some bushes. I step out from behind some stuff, and there is a player. I've got my gun down. There was a player in the distance who has me banged to rights, and for some reason didn't shoot us. But I dived back down behind some bushes, and when I did that, I put some Metal Gear Solid sound effects over it, a little bit of music, and the alert sound when when an enemy sees you in Metal Gear Solid. That is copyrighted material. Now, under the way things are currently used, that would potentially come under fair use. Under Article 13, that is completely copyright material. There's no such thing as fair use. That video could potentially have both me and YouTube sued. Now, is YouTube going to pick that up on an algorithm? Not likely, unless they come up with some algorithm that's amazing. Now, the YouTube algorithm, when it comes to copyrighted material, is already a nightmare. So it would be simpler for YouTube to just go, right, we're pulling out of those areas, we're having nothing more to do with them, we're not going to get ourselves sued. Because can you imagine just how much copyrighted material is in those 400 hours worth of content that is uploaded every minute? So how many lawsuits that could produce? And you could potentially even have people do stuff to mess with the system of if YouTube didn't pull out and left things as they are now. You could have somebody, like, let's just say, I create a new account, download some of Artwood's content, I re-upload it, Artwood then goes to sue me and YouTube. I declare myself bankrupt because I've uploaded loads of Artwood's content. YouTube aren't going to declare themselves bankrupt, so they then pay out to Artwood, and then Artwood and me split the money. That's not going to be particularly good on. Now, you could that would certainly be a criminal offence, but it's one of those things of kind of like prove it. If but that's it. I mean, this is going to potentially mess things up. Now, we've yet to see how this is going to mess things up or what even it's going to do. But I'm just talking hypotheticals. A lot of this stuff, it might go one way, it might go the other. Things might not change. We might all carry on producing things as we are now, or we might just have YouTube just go no bye. And this could apply to, as I've said before, it's going to apply to YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Periscope, Twitch, the whole whack. The entire internet within the EU will be covered by Article 13. And the other one is, I'm not sure what article this is, but I believe the EU has been proposing, and I think this may fall somewhere under like Article 13. The EU has been proposing a hate speech law, where I think you can be fined like £1 million if you do not remove extremist content within however it's been uploaded. Now let's just say we'll go back to we'll go back to the days where the forums are mostly being used, and let's just say something like Talk Paintball. Now let's just say some neo-Nazi goes on and posts some radical extremist content on Talk Paintball at 2 o'clock in the morning when all of the moderators are asleep and no one's there to remove it. That would then drop, if somebody was to report it, that would drop the guys that own Talk Paintball in a world of shit. Some of these laws these laws are being wrote by people that have got no idea what they're doing when it comes to the internet. I mean, I don't have much idea what I'm doing when it comes to the internet, but I've got a bit. I'm not just somebody that's listening to just what an advisor's saying and that's it. An advisor that also has no idea what goes on the internet. Anyway, let's get back on here and have a look at some stuff. How far back have I got to go? How long have I been talking? And hello, extra viewers there. I saw that we've now got an extra person in the chat. This is getting better. Every week we are having more and more people join in the chat. So, new viewers, post something up. Let us know that you're there. Let us know what the crack is. Right. So, Pump Fury, yes, I've read that one. I looked at that one. Full Auto Colin. Colin, what's this about you going full auto? I'd assume it would basically destroy Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and any other site that allows one to upload a video. Exactly, that's exactly what I was saying, mate. It could potentially just destroy the internet as we all know it. The internet that a lot of us have grown up in and love. as a side note, has anybody heard about the fact that, and this is our own government, this is the British government, once would have to buy porn passes. Go down the news agents and buy a porn pass if you want to watch some people going at it online. Oh god, we're going back to puritanical like times. This is it's just. Anyway, right. Full auto is probably what shot the D10s out. Colin, what is this that you've gone full auto on? Personally, when watching game footage, I don't like overlaid music. I think if it's done well, overlaid music can be really good. Like, I keep saying, like, and I'll keep referring to him. The Hidden Hedgehog. If you watch his videos, he's brilliant when it comes to his editing. He does everything. It's like, well, with the Hidden Hedgehog, a lot of his videos are choreographed. Now, there is genuine gameplay in there, but obviously you see that there is times when, like where he'll have a camera following him, and you can see it's obviously blatantly choreographed. Which is he does his as stories, which I've said before, I think are fantastic for getting new people that possibly weren't interested in paintball beforehand. I think it's a great way of showing them what we do, because it's like watching a mini film. But I do think that the music that he uses over a lot of his videos is perfectly done. Alright, but that, it's more often than not very badly done. It's partly one of the reasons why I don't use overlaid music in my videos. Sound effects now and then, yeah, but overlaid music, nah. You got my erections sorted yet? What? Colin? Erections full auto? What are you doing to my chat? Scare tactics. Well, it could potentially be scare tactics. Hopefully that's all it is. I read that. Yeah. Oh, and Colin, by the way, I do want one of those Pump Fury t-shirts. Tell us when you're getting like another lot in or something, or when you're getting more made, and I'll have one, and I will proudly wear it on my live stream. Oh. No, it's because someone found a copy of 1984 and used it as an instruction manual. You know what it is? Orwell would be spinning in his grave. He genuinely would. Like, the bloke was a prophet. You've got Animal Farm, which was meant to be a socialist utopia that turns into a dictatorship, where the people at the top live like pigs, or well, live like kings, while everyone else lives in squalor. Then look at Venezuela. You have Macron, sorry, not Macron. What the hell's his name? Maduro, President Maduro, who is sitting there doing a live TV broadcast. The people of his nation are starving to death, and he just kind of goes out, opens a drawer, and gets like a burrito out of his drawer, has a bite, and then just puts this burrito back in his drawer. It's an enchilada or something. Slides his drawer shut and then just cracks on as if nothing happened. It's like, mate, their people are starving to death, and you're literally eating food on a broadcast, and the bloke is getting fatter. And then you've got the fascist version of things in 1984. I mean, the thing is that they're just the two ends of a horseshoe. The socialists can reach out and touch the fascists from where they are. Hello there, Rip. Hello, Ripper. Welcome to the live stream. I'm just having a rant here. But yeah, he would. I do honestly believe that Orwell must be spinning in his grave when he sees some of the things that are being done and are going on about. Oh, right, anyway. Coming on through these. And that's why good content is hard to find, because of the vast quantities of clickbait. Yes, there is a hell of a lot of clickbait, but the problem is that, again, it's kind of the way that like YouTube algorithms are set up. They promote clickbait, so you get people that will genuinely they might be really good at making something, but they'll get nowhere because They don't put, like, oh, I lost my finger doing this. You won't believe what happened. You won't believe what happened when he opened the jar, and then it's this guy going, oh, look, it's a jar, and there's a seed in it. Did you just assume it's greenery? What greenery? What was that? What was that going on about at the time? Let's just all share, give credit where credit is due, and stop being such greedy bastards. Yes, yeah. I do think if you've got the information for to give credit for something, then yeah, there is a lot of theft goes on of content. Now, I think even in the case of as things currently stand, where people, the like I said, well, the kind of run under fair use. So it's like, let's just say somebody wanted to take a clip of my live stream, re-upload it on their channel, and do a commentary on it. That would come under fair use because they're commentating on it, and that they might be doing something for parody or that sort of thing. Yeah, fair enough. But if somebody literally just re-uploaded my video in its entirety, or even just like clipped out a full section and didn't add anything to it or remix or anything like that, then I don't think I'd be particularly happy about that. I mean, on the inside, I'd be amazed that anybody actually wanted to take the time to do that. But but yeah, it wouldn't exactly be right, and I wouldn't want to do that to anyone else either. It's I mean, I've thought about doing stuff like, and I don't think I've got the following for to do it, but I have thought about like doing a video along the lines of, these are the YouTubers that I watch, and including like a small amount of gameplay, and I think you should go and watch these guys and things like that. And if I was going to do that, I'd be inclined to drop the people I was going to be doing the video on a message beforehand and say, look, I'm going to feature you in this video, just as a heads up. If you don't want to be, let us know in advance. I think it's only fair to kind of do stuff like that. Oh no, things just slipped around there. What's going on? All right. But yeah, I do agree with that, Artwood. I think it's only fair to give credit to where credit's due. They see too often where pages will like especially, I mean, YouTube themselves did it the other day. There was there's a professional domino artist, which I didn't even realize was a job, but apparently it is. Who YouTube took her video and re-uploaded it. They clipped out her intro bit, which would have directed people to her YouTube channel, and they just re-uploaded it to their YouTube channel. I think it was on Christmas Day, as a Merry Christmas, because she'd done these dominoes that would slowly spell out Merry Christmas and had like stockings in and stuff. And yet YouTube, the people who complain about copyright material, are doing this themselves. Right. So an internet instead, like an internal Korean net where everything is screened. I don't think so. I don't think that's something I would really want to get involved with. I mean, that's kind of where they're going with China as well, with what is it? It's like social rating or something like that. Where if you spend too long playing video games, your internet rating goes down. Social rating goes down. If you talk to people that social rating is too low, then yours goes down. And because if your social rating goes down, you can't get on certain modes of transport and things like that. Great. I need memes. Me too, Ben. I think we need to get into racing pigeons, and if Article 13 kicks in as bad as we think it might, we'll just have to start sending memes by carrier pigeon. Extra Asian. Chan. I'm trying to build a channel here, not have it shut straight down. 10 record bar Chan. Yeah, I think we might have to put him in timeout, Ben. I've seen stuff like this in motorsport rulebooks. In modified class, you can run anything you want as long as it's standard. How does that work? How can it be standard if it's modified? Or do you mean like you can put modified parts on, but they've then also got to be like parts that you can buy off the shelf? The full auto is the full auto pump. What are you on about full auto pump? Have you had a pump go full auto? Because it's brilliant when they do. Oh no, yes, you shared a video, didn't you? where it was like it was bouncing. Have you actually tried firing that? Have you tried putting paint through that with it cycling, with it bouncing? I totally forget about that, Colin. Seen the dark web stuff about 9/11, mate. I work night shift. I've seen a lot of stuff about 9/11. Pew pew. Yes, we need a film about paintball that shows all different types of paintball. Yeah, yeah, Nightmare. That would be. I think. You see, a film. I don't know. I mean, a while back, you did have Shoreline did try and do a TV show, but of course it was a bit later on at night. I think it was on like a bit of a higher channel on Sky. Now, granted, it was a genuine paintball show on TV within the last few years. And there's only ever been a handful of TV shows that have been about genuine paintball. There's been a couple of shows like Crossfire. In fact, oh God, I didn't actually. It's just made us realise how long ago Crossfire was. Crossfire was a game. It was they had different scenarios, and it came out around about 2000. Or it was 2001, and they shut it down because apparently it was too risky of a show to run around about the same sort of time as September 11th, 2001 happened. So apparently that was the reason why they shut it down. And it was a reasonably good show. It had potential, but then I think they thought, too terroristy. So, but you can actually still find some videos on YouTube of Crossfire, and it's quite good because I'm pretty sure that was the one that some of the guys from Planet actually played. Like you had leads on this TV show, and you had to score points to win more paint for the next round and things like that. And if a player got killed, then they didn't go through, or you had a chance to like buy the player back and things like that. It was quite a good theory, but really crap gear. It's like I'm pretty sure they were using things like Infernos. I mean, yeah, they'll do the job, but they're not exactly amazing. Right, what we got? E2 Resurrection. Have we seen that yet? Is that actually is that up and running yet? And I'll sue YouTube and split the profits. Damn right. Hello, Sexy Dexy. Mwah. Hello, Ripper. Hello. He's a massive ranter. I am. Yeah. People tell us to shut up all the time, and I just try and rant on through it. If you just push on through, you'll get there in the end. He's definitely a Bushmaster. Yeah, not so much. Why would they want to do that? I'm not sure. Hedgehog can't play, sits at the back filming until he has enough footage to edit together. You know what? I've only ever seen him on field once, but that's because I don't play a lot of games. And at that point, he was at the back, but I can't say that that's how he plays all the time. And he was also with his crew that were also at the back. But as I was saying earlier, he does make very good videos, and he is quite good at sniping. I think that's all my bases covered, and I've been very nice, or as nice as I can be, because I try to be a nice person. No, the word of the regulation was literally that you can run any modified engine as long as it was the one fitted when it left the factory. Ah, right. Right. Yeah, I get that. So the factory could tune it up to as high a possible spec as they like, and then take that out. Ah, I get that. That makes sense. So like the equivalent of paintball would be like taking just a bog standard gun with like a metal bolt and all that sort of stuff, like an old autococker, and then sticking in like a Delrin bolt and Delrin pin, and changing out the lower internals so that they're all nice, lightweight and polished and all that sort of stuff, and having a good regulator on it. But it's still factory stock. Mission Paintball. I remember watching that one as well. Now that one must have been, I don't know, like Mission Paintball could have been the very early 2000s as well. But that one was more along the lines of proper. It was proper paintball players, not like scenarios. I know there was scenarios in it, but it was like target shooting scenarios and how fast you could take down a building scenarios with the other team in the building. I think that was Mission Paintball. Hopefully you're gonna try out for the Sad Outlaws. Go for it, mate. Yeah, I know you want to get into Tony Ball, so go for it. Yeah, if you can get on there with them and you can have some fun, do it. You'll like tournament paintball is it's totally different to playing in the woods. For the most part, the other thing is you don't have to worry about tripping over tree roots all the time. But there's nothing like that feeling when you're stood there at a start gate waiting to go, and you get the 10 seconds, then like 3 seconds, and it's like right at any second in that they can shout, go. It's just it's an amazing feeling that you get butterflies in your stomach. Paintball Film Watch Rush or Sunday Drivers. The other one, in fact, I'm going to have a quick look here. I know for a fact I've talked about this in chat before, but I don't even know if the website's still been running or not. That's buy a domain. No, I don't want to buy a domain. Go away. What have we got? Oh man, I can't find anything now unless I'll try this. Does anybody else hate YouTube adverts? If I can find this, if I can actually get linked to the what? I didn't click on this. That's Dynasty. Right. Right. So I was almost there. Page not found. Nah, it doesn't seem as if they're actually still running or not. So instead, I'll have to copy. I'll just stick this in the chat instead. The Unknown Soldiers, for like a paintball show. That was absolutely great. I really loved it, and it was a shame that team just disappeared. But they were a Tawny team that they just, in fact, just go watch the documentary. Unfortunately, the video that's on YouTube is low quality, so they used to be able to go onto their website and actually watch the high quality version, but you can't anymore, and it's a real shame. Or at least it seems like you can't anymore. But I'll have to probably watch that again at some point, and that's. The first episode is half an hour long, and then you've got any subsequent episodes as well. Just great viewing. It's a shame that the website isn't working anymore. Right, so. But I've never watched Rush, and I'm not sure about Sunday Drivers. I don't know how I missed them when I was starting off. Because I used to sit and watch YouTube videos all the time on paintball. Another one for watching, which I'm pretty sure you can still find them, was Web Dog Radio. It was a guy called Rob Rubin, known as Tiger. His videos when I started playing, like I used to love watching those, and I think there's a lot of what I learned from him I still use now. Some of like because Tiger was a pump player himself years ago, and again Tiger's another one that now isn't in the sport anymore either, which is a shame because I always thought Tiger seemed to be quite a good guy, and every now and then I do talk to him like on Twitter, but it's the odd message here and there. Now let's see if I can open another bottle of green tea without spilling all over this week. Yay! Right. So anyway, what about the Jokers? I think they're from roughly that sort of area as well, but don't know. Half time at the match, might as well log in. Well, welcome Richie. Welcome to the chat. I'm sorry that it's taken so long for us to say hello, but as you can see, I'm going through the messages sort of relatively slowly, one at a time, and using them as talking points. New autococker may be printing our team one tomorrow. What do you mean printing? Yeah, our team autococker. Although 4J's pants as the tune is inside injured. Oh, you're actually at the match, Richie. Oh, nice one. I hope it's a good one. I hope it's going well. I might try for the Jokers because I know 2 people on the Jokers. Nearly broke my leg on Sunday. Right. Well, that's 2 things. So I'll start with the first one. If you know people on the team, mate, if you're friends with them and you know like you've got a reasonably good relationship with them, that might be a better option because you'll probably have more fun with people that you already know. As for you nearly broke your leg on Sunday, you're gonna have to give them more information than that. I know if you give us a shout. No, not quite. Lol, it's like saying you can modify a trilogy to be an Eclipse DC2 as long as it's a standard trilogy. I think I'm kind of with you. Sometimes the chat just updates itself, goes like right at the very end. An A2 resurrection is the resurrection I asked Mr. Ben about earlier. Well, hopefully, I'm still looking forward to seeing that thing up and running at some point. Ooh, this is very dark. Oh no, I've really spoiled that. I should be recruiting Colin. Well, you always need more pump players. Trust in pump players. They know. What they know is a different matter. Right. Hedgehog uses bolt action rifles. Of course, he has to stay in the background where he's concealed. Yes, I agree. Mm-hmm. But he doesn't just use a bolt action rifle. No, I mean the thing is, it is a modified bolt action. Now the thing is, if that's his playstyle, I'm absolutely fine with that. I don't. I'm not going to diss anybody for their choice of playstyle. But it's not like it's a bolt action where you have to reload every single shot. You know, obviously, as stupid as that sounds, it's I don't know how to explain it. Obviously, it's you know, you cock it and another shot loads in. It's mag fed. It's not like a breech loader or something like that, which would be kind of ridiculous. Tried it a couple of times, didn't work out. But this is it. It's like the guy, you know, he is very, very good at what he does. He doesn't have to hang at the back, but that is where he is most effective. And of course, that means that he's able to get more footage through playing it that way. At least more. I would say he's probably able to get more good, usable footage because he's in the game for longer and they watch people and pick people off and things like that. So he's very, very good at what he does. But that isn't to say that, you know, like you can have snipers that get right up in the action as well. It just takes a lot more work, and it would be because I know he uses well, at least I think he used to use run cams, and run cams are unfortunately a camera that doesn't seem to like being hit. So the closer you get to the enemy contact, the more likely ultimately a camera, like a run cam's going to get hit, or one of these zoom cams is going to get hit, and they aren't built to take hits. You know, they're not too bad with airsoft, but you know the shots that we're shooting each other do hit harder. But yeah, I'll always say it, the guy makes fantastic videos, and I can't diss him for his playstyle. It's not my sort of thing, but can't diss him on his. Right. UKS never showed the final episode. No, they didn't. And at the time I was devastated about that because it was like they had all of this build up, and the only closure that we got was Dennis in his car videoing himself going somewhere for like an interview to talk to someone, and that was the last thing that we ever saw from them. I mean, this was a team that came out of nowhere, got into the I think it was the NPPL. They were doing really, really well, and then just and then I think they had some problems because a few players seemed to leave, and then they got a few players in and stuff, and it just seemed like they just I would like to say that, you know, even if they all fell out, at least it would be closure and you'd know what happened. But they just all disappeared, and they had some reasonably big sponsors as well. So God knows what happened. But I don't think I'll ever get over that. No different to me using what we've got. No different to Dex using his stock class pump, and he's constantly on the offensive. The one thing I would argue on that, Chan, is even when mine's fully made up, my stock class Phantom probably still isn't as long as the Hedgehog's full rifle setup is. It is more unwieldy, and it's more designed for like sort of it's more designed to look like a real rifle. Now you wouldn't expect somebody to be doing something like CQB with something like a Mosin Nugget. Now they're just not designed for it. And there is also there's a little bit difference in, there's not much difference in it, but there is a little bit difference in having like a pump action as opposed to having, you know, in being like that. In fact, if you give us a sec. Right. So there is a bit difference in being able to just sit and go, as opposed to having to, you know, up and load in another shot. Well, I don't know why I'm still pumping, but having to like cock another shot that way and then and again and again. So it is a slower rate of fire, but also you've got to remember that the guy does also use first rate rounds, so he generally is a lot more accurate. In fact, he's not even generally, he is a lot more accurate. But thank you very much for the fact that you know that you have noticed that I'm on the offensive a lot. But then I also get shot a hell of a lot. Yes, self-promotion. All players wanted and welcome to come support Kingpin and superheroes versus villains. Villains, we want you. Well, Colin, this year I might actually be able to make it. it all just comes down to what I'll actually be doing this year for what games I'm going to, and if I've actually got the money, because I'm going to be losing a lot of money every year through quitting my weekend job. So this is going to be a big change for us, and hopefully it all goes well, and I can come and play more games. But yes, promote yourself. Come on. Like, I'm more than happy, Colin, to give you shout outs on here. I know I don't have a lot of people coming into my stream, but I get some people that obviously get recurring visitors, and I get some people that bounce in for a couple of minutes, and some people watch it later on. So, you know, I'm more than happy to give you a push and promote your side. You know, I'm happy to promote the game in general. Just let us know when it is and all that sort of stuff, and especially closer to the time. And yeah, I'll give it a shout out. I want more people to play paintball. That's what I'm all about. It's push. He got killed off by the wave of Mr. Phillips. Who got killed off? Test body to see what it's like. What? I'm losing you now. I think I'm too far behind. Not necessary. I quite often run a pump action mark at the front, and quite often in front of everyone. Yeah. Yeah. Tiger. Him and Mike did have arguments, and I think that was kind of like the final push that drove Tiger out, which is a shame because Tiger was like one of those players that I always wanted to meet, because I thought he seemed like he was a genuinely nice guy and a good laugh. But again, you know, it's my list of players that I want to meet and list of sites that I want to go and play at. It seems to be getting smaller all the time. But yeah, this is it. Rush, Dr. Rush. There's like me, Colin, and Albert. you generally will find us right at the front, even though we do use pumps a lot. But as I said, then there is also the fact that quite often we get shot a lot, and which is something you can't really say of the hidden hedgehog, because he hangs back and he's able to get that footage, but he's able to get that footage because he's in the game for longer. So, but yeah, Pump Fury, Pump Fury all the way. Richie, and I think you're another one. You need to start bringing a pump out more. And yes, Pump Fury shirts, definitely. If you could have any gun, what gun would I have? Oh, I think we've talked about this one before, haven't we? my golden goose is a Juki DSG. I've wanted one for nearly the entire time I've been playing paintball. I've wanted a Juki DSG, and I'm never going to get one now. It's if I was to get my hands on one, I'd be scared to use it in case I broke anything and wasn't able to get parts. So, but that is like my golden goose. I would love to get my hands on one, because for all they're big and unwieldy, they're just awesome. I mean, I suppose you could kind of like make a sort of a short sawn off pirate version, which would be fantastic. But I also kind of want like to go for the full size one. Because I've just seen your post come up there, Ben. I know that there's a Juki DRV has come up on eBay at the minute, but I think it's eBay in the States, and it's currently sitting at around about $1,500. That's more than I make in a month. Well, I suppose the pound equivalent is probably not, but 1,500 quid for a Juki DRV. I'm pretty sure they were only like $600 to buy when Juki was selling them. But I suppose as they become rarer, then the price will go up. But again, I would love to get my hands on the Juki DRV as well, but I'm not paying 1,500 quid. Silly money, yeah. Well, the only person I've ever known to have a DSG in the UK was Tiny, who owned Magfed PB UK, and I think he sold it to some other guy who blocked us on Facebook because we didn't see eye to eye on things. But that's the only person that I've ever known to have a DSG in the UK, and he had his all done up with like tactical Remington stuff, like Remington furniture, and it was a beautiful marker. It was just amazing. A CS2 is a CS2, to be honest. Yeah. So I hope that answers your question, though, Nightmare. To rate pump at the front is where you should be. Damn right. There's no better place than to be at the front when everyone's trying to cane you, and you're hidden away there, just keeping popping out, and just enough to annoy them and to keep them shooting at you, but just enough that you can stay hidden yourself, because everyone knows you get right up at the front, people are gonna want to shoot you. And that's just where I like to be. I like to be right up there in the action. I don't like kind of hanging at the back. I like it when people are trying to shoot us. It gives us more of an adrenaline rush. It Mayhem Big Game around a Tippin C3 pump on a max loader. Yeah, Colin, like, how many shots can you get through the max loader? Because I know you've effectively got two hoppers inside the max loader. So one to feed the top tray, and then the top tray feeds out and feeds down in the gun. It's like, which is going to run out first? The hopper, obviously the hopper will run out of paint, but which is going to run out first? The batteries in the loader, or the air in the gun? Oh, the propane in the tank. And I suppose there is also the fact that you're never going to get cold with the C3, are you? There was I think you actually commented on the other day, Colin. There was somebody talking about C3 pumps. And I still can't believe that they never decided to take that technology any further. I think a C3 propane, like a Tippmann semi-automatic propane gun would have been fucking brilliant. Like barbecuing sausages while they're playing. For anyone in the chat that hasn't already gathered, the Tippmann C3 was an attempt by Tippmann to try and make a gun that that worked on something else other than just compressed air or CO2, and the so you can put propane tanks on the back of this marker, and I think off like Colin will be able to give us an idea, give us the size of the tank, but off these Camping propane tanks, you get about 50,000 shots, and it's that's what's said, is that you can get 50,000 shots, and it's the gun itself, when you're actually firing it, it does heat up, and yeah, as Colin's just posted in the chat there, they did attempt to do a semi-automatic propane version, a semi-automatic propane marker. But again, as Colin said, the heat buildup was that significant that it was considered to be too dangerous, as understand it. So they left it as it was and never continued the line. So every now and then, C3 pumps come up, and they're a bit of a collector's item. And I think Colin is the only person that I know that actually takes a C3 pump out on field. It's it does smell like somebody's lit up a barbecue when he's playing near you. Just great. At the front with the rest of the Northern Lions. Yeah, that's it. You've got to be up the front. No better place. Coleman gassy goodness. Yeah. Funny thing, I've never seen a pump player in the UK at the back. We all like to be at the front. Well, it's the pump players are a special breed of paintballer. There's just something that we do. It's like if you look, guys that play pump, they're nearly always carrying a little extra weight. They're nearly always into autocockers and revy hoppers and things like that, or they'll be into old school guns. Yes, massive wankers, and JT goggles. There's something about pump players and old school guns and JT goggles. There's something that seems to draw to it. Currently a CS2 for you. Superheroes is a cheap game. Now, yes, Superheroes is it's actually featured in the Paintball magazine, and that's one of the things that they talk about. And that is that it's a cheap game, but it's a good game that draws a lot of players from the UK, because of course it's done for a good reason. It's done to raise money for charity. Unless, of course, I've made a mistake there, but I'm pretty sure that's the situation. He came back because of Mike. He did, but I remember that there was beef. That's one. There's an argument between two vegans still considered beef. Dad joke. But that was it. Tiger had basically fallen back. He wasn't involved in paintball quite as much. I think he was still getting out and still playing the odd game and making the odd video here and there. But then he came back to because I'm pretty sure it was the last game that Borg was at. It was the Living Legends that Borg was at, or it might have been the one after, where Tiger came back, and then there was some kind of falling out, and I don't know the details of it. I can just vaguely remember that there was some kind of falling out between the lot of them, and Tiger, as a result, basically just left and stepped back. And at least I think that's how it went. If anyone knows any better than me, feel free to correct us. 3D printing our custom mill design to see what it's like before we mill the bodies. We have to see if we want to change. Nice. Well, send it if you get on with it. If you do that tomorrow or whenever it was you said that you were going to do it. So let us know. Drop us a message, and because I want to see how it turns out. Infamous CS2. CS2 is a CS2, to be honest. Yes, but you do get some really cool animals on them. 2,000 rounds on the loaded, propane 50 on the loader, propane 50,000 rounds. Yeah, 50,000 rounds on one tank of air. That's bloody good. That, I wish we could get that with all systems. There was a semi version, but the heat buildup was just too much. If there was a semi-auto version, I wonder if there still is a semi-auto version somewhere, because the heat build-up, yeah, you're not going to be able to fire it for a sustained period of time, are you? But if there's one out there, I'd love to see if I can get my hands on it, just for to have a go. The Tippmann flamethrower, yeah. The thing is, Nightmare, I don't know if you, because again, I know you're relatively new, but I don't know if you've ever actually seen, but there is actual paintball flamethrowers that just are very rare, and I think it was, I think Palmer's make them, and there was a guy, it's some big game, I think it was earlier on this year, it might have been late on last year, who had one in a game, and he was just spraying paint all over people. It was a thing of beauty. He actually he cleared out a building he managed to get up against the wall of it, and then just saying stepped around the window and just hosed this room down full of paint. It was just beautiful. It was beautiful to see. Aglets, you beat me to about the JT masks. Yes, like I said, there is a thing about. I mean, I don't think it's even so much just like autocockers. It's old school guns in general. It's like there is a thing about old school guns and JT masks that just seem to go so perfectly together. It's like nearly all of my guns now would be kind of classed as old school, and it's the only masks that I wear are JTs. Dulux make them too. Yes, I think Ronseal also make them, but they're a bit low pressure. Yep, Benji S from Cali. My friend made one out of a Tippmann 98. Was it just chopping paint, spraying stuff out the end of it? Right. So. Right, no. What was I going to say? I think as far as I got was through my stuff I didn't actually have wrote down was that paintball gateways selling bodies. Also, there is a paintball competition going on with Anthrax at the minute. What's that? A Super Soaker with blended paint. I've tried blending paint before. It didn't work very well. I even tried straining paint out and watering it down, and unless you keep it mixed up, the paint just separates from the water. I think the best one to do is you've got to actually, well, I've seen people making homemade paint grenades before. It's using like a cornstarch mix with food colouring and stuff. The problem is it's getting the texture right so that it actually is thin enough that it'll pass through something like a Super Soaker, but also thick enough that it actually still resembles paint when it gets launched. JT Proflex are where it's at. Yeah, but I do have a thing for the Proteus as well. The Proteus, which I mean, I don't think this is a great example to show with it being obviously a nearly entirely clear mask. But I absolutely love the Proteus as well. I think they were a great design, and it was a bit of a shame that they didn't last as long. The only thing I don't like on these is the way the mask straps fit in. The straps don't actually fit to the goggles, they fit to the frame around the goggles instead. And then the clip in, well, they don't clip in, they just kind of lock in place using, come here. Yeah, I don't, well, yeah, I can pull it through a bit. They've got these things here, so they then slide through a part that then stops them being able to pull back out. But these ones, I'll show you the other side, actually have inbuilt speakers in the ears and a mouthpiece down the lower part, so if I want to, I can actually hook them up to a walkie-talkie and talk to people in game. But I generally just use them for when I'm like, if I'm at the chrono station working on a gun, I put music in and listen to tunes while I'm doing whatever I want to do on my gun. You're just not man enough to get the pressure high enough. Yeah, well, I mean, you got to do some serious pumping for to get a Super Soaker pressure high enough to blurt out thick paint. But yeah, I absolutely love the JT Pro, like the JT Flex line, and the Proteus. I mean, I think the It's the Flex 7s. What's the Flex 8? Which, again, yeah, it was those ones. I don't think they were quite as nice, although I still like them. But it's that bit, the forehead guard, that I don't like. And you do get a lot of people that cut them, or at least there was a lot of people did cut them when they're being released. But I don't really want to cut it because then I feel like there's a chance obviously I'd be damaging the mask. But also the fact that if I want to sell them, I think cutting it would reduce the value if I did ever want to sell them. And also, if I do it wrong, then I've kind of ruined the mask. Plus, I'm not really exactly sure where I would cut if I did want to. Suppose I could cut along there and then just have those little bits locked down. But I think it kind of takes away something from the mask if I was to cut it. And yeah, but I mean, I think the masks themselves, like the rest of it, if you get rid of that looks pretty good. But I'm not a big fan of the forehead part. And also, if I ever wanted to go back to playing tournament ball and I went to something like CPPS, with that, if I was to cut that off and that was therefore modified, can't wear this in CPPS. I mean, the fact that the other thing with these, and I don't know if you'll be able to see or not, is that these have had these have had the chin strap cut out, so technically shouldn't be allowed to wear this at CPPS either, because it did come with a chin strap when it was brand new, and that was cut out. Which I think Tony rules are now that you're supposed to have a chin strap. Which I think the kind of rules are if it didn't come with a chin strap, then you don't have to wear a chin strap. But if it comes with a chin strap, you've got to wear a chin strap. So it's a bit. Anyway, right. So what people saying? Used to get a powder mix for the Paint Mega Mines. Oh, cool. I say, no, I've never seen that. Lenses are a matter to change. Lenses are only a matter to change until you get used to doing it, and the frames are a little bit more worn. I think the fastest I entered a competition ages ago on the Flex pages, and I think I was able to change a lens in something like under 2 minutes. And I'm kind of tempted to try recording a video of us doing a speed lens swap and just see how fast I can do it. So I don't think I'll be able to do it particularly fast now, but there's some people that can do them in ridiculously fast sort of speeds. But I think I might do it just for to see. I'm kind of curious on if I can get my hands on other masks as well. Just see how fast you can change the lens in each type of mask. Right. What would work on a Super Soaker? What would work on a Super Soaker? Like using liquid paint with it. I think there's a possibility it would like. Right, I'm gonna dip out now. Dude, a friend of mine needs me for a Twitch stream. Fair enough, dude. Thanks very much for calling in and chatting with her. I don't know if you're still here or not, but we'll probably step over into the Discord server for a little bit after the live stream, and we can carry on the chat if anyone wants to. But we still have a little while left before then, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, thanks very much for dropping in, Colin. I'll catch you later on, man. It's orange. Yes, it's like my hair. That was part of the reason why I liked it. I can't remember. It was I'm not sure if it was Richie or if it was Rich that gave us it. That gave us the frame. I think it was one of them. Yeah, it was. It was one of them two that gave us it. I'm sure. But yes, I like it because it kind of matches my hair a bit. You can probably strip your E-Flex in under 15 seconds. You probably can, but that's the thing. The newer masks are designed to be stripped fast. Those weren't designed. It was designed particularly to strip fast. Well, yes, that's it there. Thanks very much, Ripper. So it was Richie that gave us it, and that's one of my favourite frames. In fact, I think the orange frame is probably my favourite frame. It's probably the one that kind of gets moved around from mask to mask the most. And at the minute, it's in the urban frames. But I kind of like having it with the Pro Shield bottoms on, just the olive green Pro Shields that I've got. I think it suits them really well. I think the orange and the sort of the olive green go really well together. But originally the plan was that I kind of want to have like an Irish themed mask and go for the olive frames. I've got the the Irish Pride strap on there. Strap on. And I've got the Irish Pride strap on there. And I had the white E-Flex lowers on. But I wasn't a big fan of the E-Flex lowers on the Spectra lenses, on the Spectra frames. Just didn't think that they looked right. Thought they were just, I don't know, they didn't blend with the mask right. So instead, I obviously swapped them over to this, and I just think this looks a lot better than the oh god, itchy nose. I think this looks a lot better than the other ones, but than the E-Flex frames, or sorry, E-Flex lowers. But I do also, as I said, like the Spectra, not Spectra, the Pro Shield lowers. I think they just look really nice, and also old school. So E-Flex for the win. Thing is, the E-Flex frames, they're just events. That's all they are. They're just events with a different set of lowers on. Which the lowers, because everyone loves flex lowers, but with the simplicity of the event goggle, the E-Flex frame change or lens change. But when I had events, I always used to find that the clips that kind of lock the strap down, they used to always go. How long did events come out after the ProFlex? Yeah, like Ben said, but probably 15 years. I mean, the Flex has probably been going since the late 90s. It's been going for some length of time now. The thing is, how often do you change a lens, and once in a JT, it's not coming out? Well, you're right, Albert. The thing is, I don't change my lenses as often as I probably should, and it's generally when I can see they're getting dirty that I take them out and give them a clean. And even then, because normally when I go to play a game, I'll probably take about 3 or 4 masks with us, just so that once one gets all wet with sweat and stuff, I can take it off and just put a fresh mask on. So I never have to worry about changing a lens, particularly throughout the day. Yep, spectral lenses have been around since the 90s, yeah. E-Flex parts, lenses and the whole masks are cheap now on the second-hand market. You can have a couple of each lens set up. 8 complete masks. Oh yeah, that's it. I mean, when they first came out, the price was sky high for them, even though they were just effectively a modified E-Flex. A modified event. But even the event system has been around for some time now, so I don't know how they could justify the up in price, because I'm pretty sure I can remember getting a set of events for like 45 quid, but then they went over to the E-Flex system and the price just shot up. To do the same thing you do, switching out dirty masks. Yes. Yeah, I could do. See, it is a bit tempting. I absolutely love JTs, and I don't want to swap away from them. But I'm kind of tempted to, because of the stability that they provide. See, one of the big things that annoyed me was I do still like using GoPros. I think GoPros, they're so simple to use. You can buy cases really cheap. There's no real hassle with them. When you're using them, you've got the sort of the central view of them being around about there, so they see pretty much what you see. If you move your head out one side of the bunker, they move out that side of the bunker. If you move your head that way, you catch it, wherever you look, this sees when you're playing with the GoPro. Playing with the Sony Action Cam, it's there. So if I move my head out that way, there's a good chance that this is still going to be behind the bunker, or behind a bunker that I'm in. Also with this, because it clips onto me, because this clips onto the side of my goggles, which I wonder if I've actually got a mask with. Yeah, I have. Yeah. Right. So yeah, because it clips onto the side of my mask, like that, it's got to be there. And because it's only the strap, it wobbles a little bit. But the problem that I had with trying to use the JT Flex with a camera mount that was straight and like off there, is the Flex does what its name says, and it flexes. So what I tended to find with that, it didn't matter how tight I fastened everything, my GoPro was bouncing as I was moving. Hello, Cassie. Welcome to the live stream. It's you're a new face. I haven't seen you here before. But yes, welcome to the Low Energy live stream, where I sit and I talk about paintball stuff that's happened over the previous week and over the week to come. And if you have anything that you'd like to consider talking about, feel free to drop a message and we can have words. I've just bought a universal translator. Is that because I'm from Afghanistan? Price of new masks are just getting stupid. Yeah, Albert, they are. No problem, Ben. I'll catch you later on. Now it's £200 for a top of the line mask. Yeah, the price of some of the masks now is getting it's getting ridiculous. I mean, I still consider the catch you later, Ben. I still consider the i4. I mean, I still consider the Flex to be one of the top of the line masks that you can possibly buy, and that just they still do the job. They're still brilliant. They still provide all the protection that I need and all that sort of stuff. But you can buy one of those for like 40 odd quid. I've talked about this before. You can buy a Flex for 40 odd quid. But then you're getting masks that are like 120 or 150 quid. i5 160. There you go. And I think we talked about this last week, that it seems that paintball companies the gun prices are coming down because people aren't prepared to pay them that much anymore. Now, not in every case, but it seems like the mid-range guns are doing pretty much everything that the top of the line range guns are doing, and for the sake of being slightly heavier. So instead of people buying the expensive guns, the people are now going out and buying expensive masks and expensive bits of gear. And I find it kind of interesting just how well some people can play without having really expensive gear. And it's something that I'm looking to see if I can prove at some point in the future, which hopefully I can do something with, but it might just be another one of my ideas that never actually goes anywhere. Oh, alright. He sometimes gets his ginger nips out. I sometimes do, but not yet on a live stream. I haven't. And until I've had a bit too much to drink, I'll hopefully stay like that. I tend to just get my nips out in the van. But what happens in the van is generally left untalked about. Gear doesn't make the player. I totally agree, Albert. Gear doesn't. You can go out with something like an Azoden Blitz, and you can own a field if you've got an idea of how to play properly. You can go out with guns that are 15 years old and still do great. Ginger nips come out, and this is my first and last visit. Well then, we may have to wait until your second visit then. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get you involved in the channel. I'm going to get you coming back regular, and then I'm just going to like, boom, nipple. I'll just try and catch you off guard, alright, just like slip it in, like, Next time I like, well, catch you off guard and slip it in. But next time I like slide off camera for to pick up a piece of gear and show you something, I might just come back with it like in my hand. But it's probably best that I don't do that. As I said earlier on, I'm trying to like grow my channel, not have it shut down. And but yeah, I do. That is something that I really swear. I like, totally agree with Albert. Gear doesn't make the player. It's you can be a rental player going out with a Tipman 98 or something like a Cronus or something like that. I was unprepared for how sexually aggressive that boom nipple was. Mate, you've spent nights in the van with us. You know how sexually aggressive I get. But yeah, this is it. It's like you can be a rental player going out with bog standard rental gear, Tipman 98s or Infernos, Piranhas, things like that, and you can own a field. You can get like vibes or enemies and things like that. You know, guns that are barely above rental standard, and you can have a great day. It all comes down to what you are trying to get out of things, and if all you want to do is go out and spray paint and hit nothing, then yeah, have fun with that. But if you want to go out and like if you work as a team, if you work on your core skills, you do your things like the van code lads. That's it. What happens in the van stays in the van. Anyone that brings a camera can legally be eaten. But yeah, so you work on your core skills. You focus on your things like your snap shooting, and you work on your communication with your team. So like when you are going to move, tell your team that you're going to move, or get your team to they give you signs of when you should move. Tell your team when somebody's sneaking up on them, things like that. Just work together. Just talk when you're playing on the field. Things like that will do you a lot better than going out and blowing $1,000 on a gun. Because yeah, alright, your gun can fire fast, but if you can't have people on your team back you up, and you don't know how to use the gun, what's the point in having £1,000 gun? What do I think of the EMEC? It's Eclipse, so I've got every faith that it will just work and work and work, and you'll have people that'll be shooting EMECs in 20 years' time, because there'll still be Gen 1 EMECs floating around in, alright, maybe it's not 20 years, but there'll still be Gen 1 EMECs floating around in 15 years' time that'll still be working flawlessly, because Eclipse gear just works. In my experience, Eclipse gear just always works. Some of that stuff might not be the most accurate, but they're paint launchers. That's what they're doing. It's what they're good at doing. And Eclipse are just getting, over time, they're just getting better and better at what they're doing. And if they make a mistake, they correct that mistake. It's one of those things that with Eclipse, you can't fault them on. If they do something wrong, they fix what they've done wrong. I've even heard of Eclipse when, I'm not sure if I think it might have been the original Geo. There was something went wrong with it. And I might have it slightly wrong. I know there was one gun or another. Something went wrong, or it was something wasn't right, and they basically went, right, look, if you've got this gun, and obviously it was bought legit and all that sort of stuff, and you can, you've got it under warranty, blah blah blah. Send them a message, and we'll send you the stuff out. We'll send you the whatever you need for to get it repaired. So the EMEC Clips gun, it'll just work, and it'll work flawlessly. But on the other hand, I think the EMEC is around about, I think it's like 190 quid. If anyone knows, please post up in the chat. Roughly, off the top of my head, I think it's either like 190 or 160 quid. 199, there we go. So you can get a brand new EMEC for 199 quid. And I'm pretty sure you can buy like an enemy for somewhere around £100, which it's a bit heavier, and it's meant to be, I would say the enemy is probably meant to be marketed more towards rental customers, but with a little bit of modification, the enemy is a cracking gun. And Chan, I think Chan should post some videos up on his. Got mine for 69. Yeah, there you go. Chan got his for 69 quid. So you're looking at a saving, granted I think chance was second hand, but 70 quid, so you're saving 130 quid there. So you can put that 130 quid into doing a few little modifications and having a gun that is just as good, at least in my opinion, for Fat Bob's. 189 for the E-Tech or the E-Mech, or was it the enemy? Because I think you can. I'm pretty sure you can get an enemy for a fair bit cheaper. And like I said, they're not a better gun. But if all you want it for is for playing things like mech tournaments and stuff like that, cracking, and the same, you can make them shoot fast. Chan's, we experimented with that and we found it could fire around about, it was something like 17 balls a second out of this E-Mech. But realistically, in a game, you're probably not going to be firing that. And if you take something like an E-Mech and you go and play a rental day, you haven't got that massive you haven't got that massive advantage over rental customers of just being able to rain paint. And it's so you're more on an equal footing, but your playing skill should be where things come up on, or where you can improve on that. Myself, Andy, Big Dave, and a couple of others went for BZ. Myself, Andy, Big Dave, and a couple other from BZ went out in overalls with rental guns and went out. We owned the own gunners who were punter hunting. Yeah, well, this is it. It's like I keep saying, or like I've been saying, when you go out and you know how to play and you've got your core skills down and you're communicating stuff, it doesn't matter so much what you're shooting, because if you get somebody pinned in the bunker that can't take a shot out, and you have your mates push round on them, it doesn't matter if they've got £1,000 gun. It's the skills that the players have themselves that make the difference. Both, right. £30 for Firebolt. And if they're both the same price, then I couldn't fault you on going for the E-Tech, or sorry, the E-Mech, because it is probably a more efficient gun, lighter, probably slightly faster firing out of the box. But if you can pick up a second-hand enemy for cheap, it's like the sort of price that Chan's talking about, and put some modifications into it, it'll probably work out better for you. You know, you're going to save a little bit of money, and ultimately you're going to have a fairly good gun for a cheap price. £30 for Firebolt, £4 for a QEV, £5 for a red cover, which the red cover is just cosmetic, obviously. I've got such an itchy nose. £40 for Ego ASA, which again is cosmetic. Well, it's not cosmetic, it serves a function, but it's not necessary. And a feed neck plus 60 quid for the gun. So there you go. I mean, realistically, you're looking at, you put the QEVs in so it can cycle a bit faster. That's £4. £30 for the slightly lighter bolt. Lighter and more efficient bolt. So you've got a fairly good gun there for only necessary 95 quid. Plus the custom body, which just cost an anno 35 quid, which again, that's a custom jobby. That's something that you wouldn't have to do. Well, there you go, Nightmare. If you actually own an enemy already, you could go down the route of upgrading that, or if you want to, if you got your heart set on an E-Mech, then you could sell it and put that money towards getting yourself an E-Mech. But I think for what you'd be getting, it's if you've already got the enemy, then there's not much point in it. That said, I haven't ever fired the E-Mech, so it might be like a magical unicorn that is just amazing to hold and shoot. But personally, I would save me money and not. I would stick with the enemy. Wildcard in the room, Tipman Raider 349, but you don't need to buy electro hopper. Shoots great, very much like an ion. See, I've never fired the Raider, but I'd be interested in trying it. But if it shoots like an ion, I absolutely love my ion, and I'm still to this day, I think selling the first ion that I owned was one of the biggest mistakes I've ever made in paintball. I should have kept that thing and had it now. So, I'd have to give it a go. But you don't need to buy an electro hopper. Really smooth, accuracy was great, I loved it. See, that's the thing, Gassy, you've owned and shot, like, well, I don't want to say everything, but you've owned a hell of a lot of markers. And it's like, I know if you say that, because you do go through some stock of markers, and it's like, if you say that something's good, I know to trust your word on it. It generally is going to be good. Right, so now that I've kind of caught up on the chat, I'll go back through this. If you just go over on Facebook to Anthrax Paintball there, it's just Anthrax Paintball. Anthrax are currently running a competition and it's one of these sort of like and share competitions. But of course, the more people that get in on this, if you haven't got your name in, then there's no chance of you winning. If you enter it, you could run a chance of winning a limited edition semi-pro jersey. I don't exactly know what that means, but if there's a chance of winning something, hey, why not? And the winner will be announced on the 8th of the 1st, 2018. So yeah, Anthrax Paintball on Facebook. Go over, like, share the post, and get your name in the competition for to have a go at trying to win something nice. Chuck that back over there. Right. Sorry, a bit drunk, so my messages be worse than normal. That's alright, man. 'Tis the season to be merry. I can't say anything. I mean, I'm not drunk, but I'm not gonna get drunk off green tea, am I? Because you weren't in the chat at the time, were you, Gassy? So, of course, I'm not drinking anything that I shouldn't be. This is a family-friendly channel, so I am simply drinking cold green tea. Right. Next thing, I thought I would touch on this as well. Because, again, trying to support UK business, trying to support UK events. We have the UK Woodland Masters coming up this year, the UK Woodland Masters 2019. If anyone's interested in playing, if you put a team in, there is discounts for booking in advance, which is you get a £50 discount if you book in this month. And if you're booking in February, you get a £25 discount to enter in your team. If you've already booked a team in, then the discount will already be applied. So there we go again. Sharing, trying to support some UK sites, UK industry. You know, if you can get to one of these events, you know what it is. Even if you don't go down and play, even if you can literally just get to the site and be there and support the teams on the day. If you're like Nightmare, one that's a great one for getting in with teams. If there's an event on, but you haven't got a team to play with, if you're free that day, take your gear along and just leave it in your car, or if you can get somebody to give you a lift, or even if it's a case of dropping you off, just put your gear somewhere safe, stick your playing pants on and all that sort of stuff, keep your mask with you, and just go to where the pit stations are, and just ask if there's anybody that wants, like, you know, effectively like a pod bitch, as crude as it sounds. But, you know, like, ask if anybody wants, like, pods collected off the game site, off the game zones. Ask if anyone wants pods filled in between rounds and stuff like that. Get up a bit of a rapport with some of the teams, and they support some of the teams and help them out. It's a great one for getting you in with teams as well. I might go with Phantom Paintball. Well, if you can do it, mate, good luck to you. Oh, I think I nearly followed through there. 10-man at Paint Fest. See, I think the 10-man will be really fun, but if they try and run a 10-man on a 5-man field, it could be a bit chaotic. Oh, then again, it's a Woods Ball event, isn't it? It's not a Tawny event. Well, it's a Tawny Woods Ball event. So, I think that may be a little bit better, but could be fun. That blue rag on your pump looks shit. What do you mean? I think it looks fine. Now, I'd bring it close up the camera, but I still haven't managed to sort out new hooks yet. So if I touch it, there's a good chance it'll fall off, and I won't be able to get it back on. So I'm hoping that over the next few weeks, I'm going to be able to sort out some bigger S hooks for those, and then I can actually start and put things on and off and stuff, and maybe I can actually get my other pegboard up on the wall here, like, and I can actually put more on display there, a little bit more, and yeah, I can show a little bit more of what I've got, some more pumps and stuff. But I kind of like the blue pump, I kind of like the blue rig. But even then, Gassy, it's that's me work in progress. In fact, I will get it off. Hopefully I can do this without everything else falling off as well. Come on. Oh, it doesn't want to come off. There we go. That's me Franken pump. It's brass detent, Ego feed neck, CCM pump kit, CP reg, die on off, CP drop. It's a. I'm not sure what bolt's actually in this. I think I'm pretty sure this was just some random bolt that I bought off of eBay years and years ago. So when I first started playing, I got this bolt. So, God knows. I wonder if I can actually get this all back together. There we go. So, yeah, CCM pump and frame. I'm not even sure what the internals are. I'm pretty sure it's got bell seals, valve in it. A Chan, like one of Chan's custom bolt pins, which, because they are aluminium, can actually be anode as well. And the body is actually an 04 WGP 04 pump kit. I suppose it would have been an 04 Pro stock at one time, hence why I've got the eye plug in there. But this thing has seen me through some good times in paintball. It's one of my guns that I will never ever get rid of. The entire, I'm not even sure if I just said it or not, but the entire body was milled by Chan. And he did fantastic work on it. It's one that it's still a project gun because I need to send it off and get it anodized at some point. So then when I do that, I'll probably get the reg anode to match. But it's just another one of my projects. I mean, this thing, I probably bought it when I was only into like a year into playing, and it's just lasted us. I mean, when I first bought it, the anodizing, in fact, it might not have even been anodizing, it might have been spray paint. It was all flaking off, and I actually sat and picked it all off, while sat at work, and then I just left it raw for a long time. Then Chan polished it up a bit when he was doing all the milling, and now it's just waiting for it to be anodized when I've actually got the cash, which I probably could do relatively soon, but I just haven't gotten around to it. Bet I'm glad you dropped in. Of course I am. I'm grateful that anybody takes the time to come and sit and watch my rants and raving on my my live streams. It's a great pleasure. The fact that I can possibly be here to entertain people at all. I should come play the 1989 club sometime. No, it is Nightmare. Since that started, I've been meaning to get down and play it because it's exactly the sort of thing that I'm into. And I think they've been running it for maybe 4 or 5 years now, and I've still never gotten down. I don't think I've even played YPC since around about 2012. Rue will I know it cheap. Well, that's me plan, Chan. I was going to ask him to do something, but I still haven't kind of decided what I want to do with it yet. I can't decide what I want to go for. I've always been tempted, and I don't think Rue would be able to do it, but I've always been kind of tempted to do like a honeycomb sort of thing. and I think that would just look really nice. But I don't know how he would go about doing it. I think like a nano splash or even a fade would be really nice. But then if I was going to do a fade, I'd kind of want to have a barrel matched to it. So I don't know. It's something I'll get around to eventually, hopefully. Played 1989, didn't like it. I ended up playing the normal walk on. Uh, well, this is the thing all about it. I mean, I don't know if I'd like it because I don't know. Because I know part of the whole thing with 1989 Club is that they play for like less paint in the air. And I think there's like a few Magfred players play that, so I think they might want to play a little bit more tactical. And I don't know if my play style would mesh with theirs very well. But I'd be open for giving it a try. I mean, I think as long as you pay for the main walk on, they'd probably be all right with you playing the 1989 Club as well. I think what me most likely option is for to go down and take part in or go down like at a big game, and if they're still running the 1989 Club alongside a big game, probably drop in and play a few games then. oh, oh. It's likely that the team gun is going to have honeycomb. But is it going to have honeycomb engraved, or is it going to have honeycomb anode? Because the honeycomb engraving, I think, will look beautiful. But if it's honeycomb anode, then I won't obviously have this done honeycomb. But either way, I mean, I'm really looking forward to seeing how these turn out. Tony Magfred elitist. Well, I've talked about that before as well, but I don't know if with Magfed, if they've either all blocked us or a lot of those people that were sort of massively elitist about Magfed. I don't know if they've just gone underground, or if they've just all blocked us, so I don't argue with them anymore. But I don't know. It could be anyway, I suppose. Right, anyway, gentlemen, and any potential ladies that are here, or as I always say at the intro, lads, lasses, people with glasses, and of course all of those in between. I think I'm going to end the live stream here. We've been live streaming for nearly 2 hours now. So if anybody wants to continue chatting, I'll drop over onto the paintball Discord for a little while. For those that don't know about it, I'll give you a quick rundown on it. There is a link in the Discord. There is a link in the description down below. That'll take you to the paintball Discord. Discord it's basically a chat server. Well, it's basically like a chat site type thing that you can set up specific servers on it. Well, I've set up a server on it a little while ago, so people can drop in. We can have a bit of chat. You can talk to people. It's predominantly set up for video gaming. But people can drop on, have a bit of a chat, and you can read the information, you can post on there and stuff. And it's a great way for it all sort of sit together and actually have proper conversations, as opposed to just me sitting talking to you. Now, it's not set up to be my Discord server. Yes, I started it, but it's not my server. It's meant to be for a community server. So I don't talk about my videos on there. You can ask us about them if you want to, if I'm on there. But it's not for me, it's for us. So you want to go on there, you want to talk about paintball, fine. It's not somewhere for me to promote. So anyway, if anybody wants to join us there for a little while, feel free. But I think I'm going to end this here now. Just read the last comment there. All I did was whinge. I was carrying too much paint and I was firing too fast. Oh, you see, the only thing I'll say on that is when you have people that complain that pumps are firing too fast, when they're shooting semi-auto, it kind of always tickles us, and also kind of makes us, on one hand it makes us kind of like flush with pride, the fact that somebody's complaining that I can pump too fast. But on the other side, it's saying like, how bad are you if you can't keep up with a pump? Anyway, right. Right. Anyway, guys, I'll catch us later. Thank you very much as always for watching us. If you want to, feel free to subscribe, and then you'll get notifications of when I'm doing my next chats. And also, for some reason, the live chat seems to be working now before the video goes live. So you can post up there beforehand and let us know that you're waiting. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'll hopefully see you next time, and good night, everyone.